Okay, video go, audio go. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, DJ Burgduff, and this is the DJ Burgduff Show, episode 1. I'm titling this episode, Something's Gotta Change. Now, whether we stay on course with that or not, I don't know. I'll do my best. This show is going to be a little off the cuff, episode 1. This has been years and years and years of thought and... well, mostly just thought. Very little action to get to the spot where I'm actually recording. And like I said, this is going to be a little off the cuff, mostly because I got to do a little venting. But in the interest of valuing your time, I'll let you know how this show is going to look. I'm going to do a little intro of myself, and then I'm going to go through the reasons why I'm doing this and why I'm here today talking to you. First off, I've wanted to do this for a really long time. I've wanted to have some kind of show without any real specific area of expertise or any niche that I know something more about than someone else. I've wanted to do this, and I think that's been part of why I've stumbled for as long as I have. And I'm going to trip up on this about 1,000 times, just so you know. This is like take 47 of me trying to get this recorded, and I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to barrel through it and be as raw and loose as I need to be. I just need to put something out there, if that makes sense to you. So we'll start with an introduction. I'll go to the reasons why I'm doing this, and hopefully you'll continue to listen. Thanks for being here. So like I said, I'm starting out at square zero. I'm starting out knowing very, very little about what it takes to put a show out, to put content out. I'm going to assume if you're listening to this, you're like me, and that you listen to countless hours of podcasts or Audible or YouTube videos or something, trying to get smarter, better, faster at something, whatever it is, right? And you always seek out maybe healthier. Oh, that's a good one. And you always seek out the experts, right? I always do. I always seek out the people that know more than me, which, is a lot of people, but I always seek those people out when I'm trying to get better. And then I started trying to do something different, trying to, create this. And I realized very, very quickly that those people are light years away from me. They're the farthest people away from me. And that's going to be number one thing that I want to point out is like, why should you listen to me? Well, maybe you shouldn't. But if you are like me and you want to do something different, not just think about different things to do or complain about things always being the same way they are, this might be the right place for you to start. I'm starting out without much polish to this at all, and for the simple sake of you jumping on board and doing something also with me. I'm at the raw material phase, right? I'm a hunk of wood sitting out there that you want to whittle into something right now. And if you want to do something too, like take that same state and roll with me. I'm already off course. Introduction. I'm a guy, just a guy. I have a job. I work in construction. I don't turn wrenches anymore, but I plan construction work. I order materials. I work on schedules. I make sure people know where they have to be in at certain times, and that's my career. It's a good career. I make a very good living for my family. I've got 2 young kids. I'm married to a very beautiful, strong wife. We got a couple cars, mortgage. I wake up, I go to work, I come home, put the kids to bed, see if there's something good on to stream, right? Pretty average. But I'm telling you, and this is recent within the last few years, I'm starting, since having kids, I'm starting to realize that very easily I could fall into the trap of the next 25 years, like being not 25 years experience, being like 1 year experience repeated 25 times, if you can get on board with that cliche. Like, am I really only here to, make money and like be cautious enough to not have like a really big life problem? Am I here to just collect checks and, cater to whatever my 3.5-year-old wants to do in the moment? I'm taking a hard look at the next 25 years and realizing like something has to change. Like I need to be doing something different. I don't have any, I don't have any hobbies like hunting or fishing, like significant hobbies that require, effort and energy and money and whatever else. I play fantasy football. Like I don't have any significant hobbies like that. I don't run events like Special Olympics or do anything like that. Like I have the time to do something different, and I don't. And I think it would be a mistake to say I don't have time to do things. Like I do. I think I do. And this is me trying to do something different about it, if that makes any sense to you. So bear with me. I'm going to get through some other reasons why I'm doing this. And I have, if I've done anything right, I have put a lot of thought into it purposefully. This isn't just me like trying to be a perfectionist, although, like I said, take 47 of this and I'm just rolling with it. I'm just going to get it out, and I don't care what it sounds like, and I don't care what it looks like, and I don't care how bad it is at this point in time. Like I really just need to be okay with all that and go through the action of it. But I am here to tell you that after a ton of years of thinking and whatever else, like this action is my change. Like I'm finally doing it, without expertise of how to do this. Like all of it, I've tried it, all kinds of things, hoping that would be the right change, and it's not. Like that's a consumption based change, and I want to be like a creation based change. Like the people that have really done things that I admire, like they didn't consume themselves to any level of notoriety or prosperity, right? Like you can't find the person that's watched everything on Netflix and awe at what they've done, other than maybe maybe they've got a lot of followers and they're some kind of expert, or maybe the guy or gal that created Rotten Tomatoes was that person at one point in time, and they finally did something about it. But like we wouldn't know about them if they didn't create Rotten Tomatoes, right? We wouldn't know how good they are at what they do unless they created something, and that just sort of triggered something to me. Anyway, introduction over. You know enough about me for now. That the more about me you learn, maybe you'll be less inclined to listen. I don't know. Got to keep going. So let's get to why I'm creating this thing. So the first thing I want to keep in mind when I'm creating this show is it has to be of benefit to you. And that's whoever you are as a listener. This could be my neighbor. It could be my mom. It could be whoever. If you're taking the time to listen to this, it's got to be worth your time. Personally, I'm hoping to see personal significant benefit from distributing this content. Like I understand the nature of what good things will happen from this for me. But if this content isn't helping the people that listen to it, it might not be worth the effort, if that makes any sense to you. Like I want you to want to listen to this. I want you to look forward to the new episode popping up in your podcast queue. So that's kind of, I'm using this as kind of a rule. Like, could this help someone else? And I have to create something that would help those that listen. My initial plan is to, like, first, I'll keep these episodes short so you can listen to them quickly in a commute, or, this is graphic, but if you sit down on the toilet for 15 minutes and you can crank through an episode, good for you. I often dread my podcast backlog because I know the nature of those episodes. God, how bad do I want to listen to this 2-hour Jordan Peterson podcast? And then you get 30 episodes deep and you're like, this is never going to happen. So first, I'm just going to try to keep this content short. Like I said, this one might not be the shortest one. But second, I'm going to encourage you as often as freaking possible, because it's really the only thing I could be good at, I think, right now. It's the only way I can be significantly effective to you is to encourage you. And in fact, I'll start doing that right here and right now. Just under 10 minutes into my first ever episode, whatever it is you want to do, stop thinking about it and just go record it. Go do it. Whatever it is. If you haven't done any research yet, it'll feel good to do some research. Like, set aside an hour tonight, tomorrow, whenever you get the chance, and go do a little bit of research. You will be further along by taking the time and being purposeful in using that time to get you closer to what you really want to do. Like, trust your gut. What do you want to do? Go do it. Like, stop thinking about it. Stop wishing you had the time. Stop creating a plan. Just go stinking do it. This show is going to be awful for a long time, but I'm hoping I get better at it. I'm hoping it helps you at some point in time. Like, quit thinking about it. Just go do it. Go do something. So that's goal number one. Clearly, there's some purpose for me behind doing something like this. I want to grow from this. Like, I want to grow in knowledge, how to create and distribute content. I clearly want my production quality to get better. I should hope that I want that to get better. You notice there was no music or anything at the beginning of this, no polished intro, no welcome to the show, no voiceover guy or gal. That'd be a good idea. Good voiceover gal at the beginning of this thing. That would be unique. You don't hear many of those often. I genuinely want this to be my go-to hobby, right? Like, when I get 30 minutes, I want to run downstairs and record something. I want this to replace like the mindless streaming I promise you, I've spent more time looking for something to watch than I've actually watched in the last several months. Or social scrolling, like just thumbing through whatever, or drinking the night away, just trying to get to tomorrow or a better day. And just to clarify, like, I'm not giving up on everything all at once. Like, I just want this to slowly replace all of that. I don't feel like I'm getting a return out of it, so what if I wake up in the morning and I know what happened in Ozark? I don't care. I don't really care. Actually, I'm going to watch season 3 of Ozark the minute it comes out, but you get what I'm saying. Like, this needs to become what I do when I don't have anything to do. And I think that's just going to be way more healthy for me. It's going to keep me thinking. It's going to keep me on my toes, and it's not me waiting for someone else to put out something and benefiting, even financially from my viewership. Right. So I definitely want to grow, and that's number 2. So number 1 was, this has to benefit you. 2, this is going to benefit me, and it's going to benefit me way more than I ever think I could return value to you for your time. But hopefully I'll get there, and that's why I want that to be number 1. So number 3, what I hope to do with this show is I kind of want to document and track things for my boys. Like I said, I have 2 young boys, a 3.5-year-old named Jack and a 1.5-year-old named Crosby, and I take being a dad very seriously, and I take preparing them for being an adult very, very seriously. And I don't want to get too dark or twisted here, but I think a lot about what would happen to my family if I was gone unexpectedly. And this might be a little selfish, clearly working our way through figuring out insurance and making sure the family would be taken care of and all of that. But seriously, if I died soon, my boys might not remember me as their dad. How twisted is that? I would hope my wife would find, someone to love and to cherish and to spend time with. And I would hope that my boys would get a different father figure of some kind if I was to go. But man, for a really long time, I've wanted to be a dad, and now I am. And that would be tragic to me. I may or may not know. I don't know what happens from a conscious state after we pass away from this world. But, that would be tragic to me to care so much about something just to have it die. And maybe that's the way it goes. I don't know. Maybe I'm being selfish. I don't know. But I want to leave something for my boys. I would like them to hear my voice. I would like them to know what I knew, hear how I thought, hear how I am, and really remember me as their dad. I want to be their dad forever, right? And so I don't know. You can judge me all you want on if this is a legitimate reason to have a show or not. But what I'd like to do with this show as often as possible is I kind of want to write. This is an idea I have. I kind of want to write letters to my boys and not just like write them out, although that would be maybe cool for them to have my penmanship or whatever. But I'd like to like tell them about things and put it in letter form and say, good morning, my boys. I hope your day is going well. If you ever want to know about personal finance, as boring as that sounds, here's your dad telling you about it. And then they can go on to learn whatever they want to learn and call their dad a moron, just like they would if I was standing there in front of them. But I kind of awkwardly am getting to the point where I'd like something like this to be a legacy to leave for them, to better know what's going on. I'll tell some life events and what's going on with us and, the kinds of fun we had together to, help stimulate their memories about our family. But I kind of want this to become some kind of legacy, something that I've always done with them in mind. And I put it third on the list because I want this thing to be worth my time, worth your time. And like they need to see their dad not just dying on the vine. They need to see their dad trying to grow, trying to do something. And it has to be, I have to be an example of that. I can't tell them, hey, become something, learn something, do something. Like I have to epitomize that. Like one of the things I remember most about my dad is he just showed up every day for work. No matter how much he disliked it, he showed up. And some days you could tell he didn't like it. Some days you can still tell he doesn't like it. But I don't know any other way. To me, as my dad being somebody that I, always looked up to, I won't say idolized because he's, I've always looked up to him, we'll put it that way. One of the things I cherish most is just his ability to work, to just show up. Like there's things you have to do in life and I need to do the same thing for my boys. That's where I'm going with that. So, we'll get more into the letters and like what I want to do with that. I do have things in mind, but I don't know that I can articulate them or transmit them over this show. So that's third is I want to leave a legacy to my boys, and that is important to me. And so, maybe that becomes the thing. I don't know. But that's really important to me. So I want to keep that in the forefront of my mind while I'm doing this. So a couple more. Fourth, like I genuinely want to transfer my learnings from creating whatever I'm creating to people that would like to also do something similar. Like I've spent a ton of time listening to like experts talk about their expertise, and it's like awesome. But I always find myself feeling like I said earlier, like I'm miles away from becoming them. Like, so if I want to be an investor, like, wow, I can listen to things from Ray Dalio and listen to his principles forever. But the reality is like if I don't put like some money out there and start investing the way they invest, like it's not gonna happen. And like it's frustrating almost to like listen to these people and like be inspired and have nowhere to put that inspiration or have no place to put that positive energy that you gain from listening to it. It's almost like it makes me want to not start something because I'm so far away from seeing a tangible return or some kind of return for the effort that I'm putting in. Yeah. So like I said earlier, part of why I'm doing this and just being as raw and unpolished as I am with this is to just start. And so like you can relate to me and be like, listen to this moron get on a mic and talk. I can do that if you want to do that. And then like, I may not be that far ahead of you. Like you may say, hey, I'm ready to start. And I might throw some content out about all I did was listen to, a Pat Flynn webinar about how Audacity is the free software to use. And you should get this, let's see this blue snowball mic. And then you can go get your blue snowball mic and download Audacity and you can be recording your stuff too. Like, and you're probably going to be way better at it. Good for you. I want to be the guy that just kicks you in the butt a little bit, keeps you going. God, I'm getting off track. I don't care. This is going out. So that was fourth, is I want to transfer anything I learn to other people. I have to. I just have to. I wish I could have found the person that started off square one, and I could just jump puddles with them together. And so the final goal, and we'll say final for now, long-term goal, way down the line, I would like these efforts to become something for my family. Maybe some supplemental income. If I'm dreaming big, maybe a new career path, right? I want these efforts to turn into something. Like, I don't think it's a crime for people to be married to their careers. If that's healthy for them, right? Like, if this becomes a great hobby and becomes something that supplements my family, like I'm thinking from a freedom standpoint, where could this go? And I have to dream big about it. I'll always dream big. And I want a fifth goal of this show to be like something I can dream about that's healthy, something that leads to, freedom, that breaks me away from a traditional mold. And God, if I could teach my boys how to do that, there's a ton of people in this world that do that. If I could teach my boys how to do that, then I'll genuinely pat myself on the back, if that's what they want to do. So just to quickly recap, I want to help you with whatever it is you want to do. I want to encourage you. 2, I want to help me because I want to get better. I've always wanted to get better at something, even if it's slow. 3, I want to leave a legacy for my boys. I want them to hear my voice. I want them to learn things and hear it from their dad. I always want to be their dad. I think 4 was help you more. Yeah, like I want to transfer this knowledge of things that I'm doing. So if and when I can, and this is what you want to do, I'll transfer that however I need to. And then 5th, have this become big for me, for whoever. So yeah, that's it for now. I'm sure at some point in time I'll have some cute, catchy way to close these things out. But for now, I'm going to post this on YouTube under my name, DJ Burgduff. And even then, like, I don't know what to call this. I don't have an area of expertise, so I can't come up with some cute title. Probably, thankfully, because it would probably be bad. Everything's going to be under my name for now. Eventually, there'll be a website, djburgduff.com, where I will post the blog form of this, the written form of this, as a means to having show notes or whatever else. So if I ever have, other people on, I can reference their stuff and you can find their stuff digitally. At DJ Burgduff on Twitter, at DJBURGDUFF on Twitter. For now, the only email I'm using is djburgduff@gmail, although through djburgduff.com, I will eventually probably have something like dj@djburgduff.com. For now, just whatever. Text me if you want. If you know me, if you're listening, you probably know me, so text me. Say what's up. Thanks again for listening. Thanks for putting in the time, and hope to make the next one better. Till then, bye.